Hello viewers, welcome to educators.com. This is Venkatam Naganji. In the last session, we have discussed the statistics of our shared preferences and why do we use, what are the possible methods available for us, how to insert the data and how to retrieve the data theoretically. In this session, we'll discuss about how to do that programmatically. So we are going to create a small UI for that. So with a label to load the data, means a text view to load the data, and one edit text to give a user input what to store on a shared preferences, and two buttons. One is to insert the data, another one is to retrieve the data. So let's start a new, go to Android Studio, let's start a new project and name it as shared preferences. The project is building. It will take some time to build the Gradle. So it is indexing the project now. It has successfully launched. So the text view is already ready. Just change the name here to shared preferences. This must come from a string resource. So refer it with a string resource. It will be available resources, values, strings.xml, and create the strings whatever you require for your application development. In my case, I needed two button labels and one text view label and a hint for edit text. So I have created all the values whatever required in my strings.xml. Now come back to your layout file. So refresh your string with a text view. So my value where it will give a label. You can see that in your preview mode. So shared preferences. So change your text size to look better. So change it to 25 SP because I'm dealing with so text views and I need edit text. So width as match parent. So height as wrap content. So like this, do the remaining part, creating the two buttons and set, you can use your linear layout or relative layout concept as of your own choice. So I have already explained how to create a small UI using relative or linear layouts. So we created a text view, edit text to enter the data, insert button to insert the data, and retrieve button to retrieve the data. In our previous examples, we have created an ID, and in our application logic, we used to create the methods according to our requirement. But with an on-click attribute, we can directly create our method here. So on click of a button, I should call insert data method. Okay, so it will give you a warning. So click, save this. Same for the retrieve button as well. On click. So I'll say that as retrieve data. Save it. You say create retrieve data in your main activity. Click on enter. The corresponding method has been created here. Come back here again for the same insert data as well. Create insert data. Now load all the values into your activity using find view by ID method, whatever you refer. I am going to refer a text view, and to read the data from edit text, I am going to use edit text. So just load both of them into your activity using find view by ID method. So edit text, I'll say that as input, comma, the text view, I'll say my selection. So just load both of them into your activity using find view by ID methods. The first one, my selection is equals to find view by id method, dot id dot the same my selection as an id in my layout file. So this must be cast with your text view widget, and the second one is your input, and r.id is also input only, so you must cast it with your edit text. So save this, it's all done. Now whenever I click on insert data, the data whichever I enter from an edit text must be stored to the value. So before that, first of all, you should get your shared preferences. Create an object for shared preferences, get that using get shared preferences. So sp is equals to get shared preferences, so which is going to take two parameters. One is the string name of your file name and the mode. So I'm going to give it as educators prefs, okay, comma, the mode. The default mode is private, we'll just take 0. If it is a readable mode, it is 1, writable mode 2, and if it is multiple, use 4. So now I'm just defaultly taking this, and whenever you would like to insert the data, you have to call editor method on that. So just call editor shared preferences dot editor, so is equals to call edit method on this sp dot edit. So now pass the values using editor. So editor dot, we use put values. So put string, the key is equals to, I'll say that as input, and the value will come from where? The edit text. So we have to read the data using, so get text dot to string method. So input dot get text dot to string, the value whatever you would like to read it and pass it there. And finally, if you want to commit the changes, you have to call commit method on the editor, so it will persist all the changes whatever you have made. So save this, have a look in your file, click on run button so that we can see whether it has been created or not. It will take some time, please wait for that. So it is installing the APK file, launching activity. So it has been launched. So click on edit text and add the value whatever you would like to add. I would like to give my company name educators.com. So click on insert button. The data will be inserted. To know whether the data has been inserted or not, open your Android device monitor, which is adjacent to your SDK manager. So which will ask us to close all the debug sessions. Click on yes button, and it will take some time to launch your Android device monitor. So please wait for that. Android device monitor has successfully launched. So inside this, you have to go to File Explorer. On the left hand side, choose your device, File Explorer. The path is like data. Again, inside this, we'll find one more folder called data, and find your package name. In our case, com.educators.sharedpreferences. Expand this. If you have successfully run the application, you'll get shared underscore pref as a file. So expand it, you'll get your educators underscore pref.xml file. If you want to see whether the data has been inserted to this or not, so on the top right hand side, you'll get two options. One is to pull a file from the device. Another one is push a file from the device, file to the device. Now click on pull a file from the device. Store this value on a desktop. To see, click on save button, go to your desktop, open this. See, this is the value, the name of the key is input, and the value is educators.com, so which I have stored. So this is how we store the data to a shared preferences. Now I would like to see how to retrieve the data. Come here. So if you want to retrieve the data, we are going to do the corresponding functionality in our retrieve data method. Already we have our shared preferences of object. So just get your string values. When get the value from that, so just call, so get the value and store it in a string variable. So I'll say that as my value is equals to shared preferences object dot get method will get all the values. The string key value, this must be matched with your previous value. So if you don't match with this, you cannot get the same value. So comma, the value from wherever you get it. So this I'll get it from my the data which I entered here, input dot get text dot to string, and with semicolon. Now pass it to a text view. The text view object name is my selection. So my selection dot set text, pass the value, this my value. Save this, run it again. So it is whenever you disable all of your debugging files, just go and enable it by using tools, Android, enable ADB manager. So now click on run button. It will take a few seconds to launch. So it has been launched. Now this time I would like to give educators Android. Even you can refresh this the moment you insert the data by setting a, so editor dot, sorry, input dot set text dot with an empty parenthesis, this value will be so refreshed. Click on insert. Now click on retrieve button. The data will be set with your retrieve educators Android. So like this we work with shared preferences. So pushing the data and getting the data from a shared preferences file. Thanks for watching educators.com. Let's catch up in the next session.